We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She's a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, it is our favorite type of episodes, listener questions, where we answer.
Combined with our other favorite type of episodes, food.
Yes, food and listener questions. So thank you guys so much for leaving these so we can answer them on this week's episode. We love helping you guys have a magical Disney experience with whatever knowledge that we have that we can give.
Infinite
knowledge. There you go. So, this is going to be a good one. Next week will be my trip report. So we are recording this a little bit early. So stay tuned for that. But first, we need to thank two longtime Patreons, Ryan Alexander and Andrea Donahue. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show over the years. And here's the best part about being a Patreon, Doug. We ask them the questions first. And if it happens, there's only enough room for Patreon questions. They get theirs asked and answered.
Yep.
Yeah.
One sneaky benefit.
There you go. So not only are you getting bonus swag and different shows and stuff like that, you also get your questions answered first, because we don't choose favorites, but we do.
Okay. Well, speaking of favorites, I have none when it comes to Apple Podcast reviews.
What? It has been, I think we've done this show for, I don't know, we've been doing this for like 4 years. 3 times in the history of this show, we haven't had a review to read.
Since we started reading them, yeah. It's
and we have like 364 reviews, not all written out.
357.
Oh, 357. Now, someone get it up to 364, like I said this week.
Yeah.
Help
don't
us
make
out.
Derek a liar.
Yes.
Come on. Get it there.
There you go. Leave us a review.
Give me something to read so I don't just ramble.
Well, next week's my trip report, so it's going to be a big one.
We need a review to read for Derek's trip report, and I could just ramble for a bit if that will entice you to go, but I will spare you. But if we have more weeks where I don't have anything to read, I might be forced to do something like singing or something horrible. You don't want that. Okay, anyway, on to the questions, Derek.
There we go. Well, we are starting with our Patreons, and we're going to start with Dylan Gamble. He asks, what was your, Derek and Doug's, most magical moment for dining experience? Extra Disney magic or character meet, etc. Most magical, Doug.
All right, so I thought about this as a family, memories, that sort of thing. I think, first time we took the kids to Teppan, in Japan, and doing the hibachi experience. Yes, you can do a hibachi anywhere in the country. Right? They're all over the place. But there's something different when you're coming in from a theme park, you're in the Disney bubble. The kids are much more comfortable. They're ready to go. You're open to that interaction between the chef and yourself. And the kids had a blast. They ate everything, which I'd make fun of my kids eating only, the food group of yellow. But it was just a great family experience, one that I'll never forget. Quite the experience for us. So there you go. Derek, what about you?
7.5 years ago, I was in Disney's California Adventure, and it was for my daughter's about to be 3rd birthday. This is our first family vacation together, and the first time we ever used Michelle McKnight as a travel agent, which is a whole story in itself. We should probably talk on Patreon sometime how we got hooked up with Michelle. But we went to Ariel's Grotto, which is no longer there anymore.
No, it's just a shame.
R.I.P. One of the best ones. And my daughter, who's a little redhead, who's obsessed with Ariel, fell in love. And we didn't have a lot of money. So, this was our big splurge for the trip. And it was such a great experience. The picture's still hanging up of our daughter and Ariel. We actually got 2 of them, one in her room, one on our Disney wall. The character interaction was phenomenal. But it was done so well with me booking with Michelle and the magic of that moment that we're like, we're going to book another trip. And we booked with Michelle right away to say, hey, next year we're going to Walt Disney World. And that started this process of going every year, which led into this show. So,
wow, so that is magical.
Without that magical dining experience, I don't think we would be here right now, Doug.
That's why you got to eat good food. It's all cyclical. It's all about the food.
It is. So, all right, that was my big one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you for asking that, Dylan.
I miss that restaurant. Disneyland needs a princess dining.
They do.
It's badly. I don't understand how they don't.
So, all right, we're going on to Wendy. If I can't get into topolinos for breakfast the day we leave, what is a good alternative? Looking for something that will carry us through the day, and characters are a plus. No park tickets, but plenty of time to travel around property.
All right. Well, if you're looking for characters, there's only really one other main option, and that is Chef Mickey's. We still don't have characters at breakfast at Cape May, or at 1900, or Ohana,
or Topolino for the boardwalk.
Yeah, the boardwalk restaurants that I can never say that I get made fun of. Yeah. Excellent. It's good food. It's good, like an Italian breakfast. It's just there's no princesses and princes right now. So it's Chef Mickey's, and it's still served family style as of recording this, which I actually prefer. It will definitely fill you up. So Chef Mickey's is a good option. Any other breakfasts that you can think of outside of the theme parks right now that you'd recommend over that? Right
now, I would say I was going to agree with you. Chef Mickey's, and it's still possible to get ADRs. It's still a bigger restaurant. It's not like Ohana breakfast, which is a little bit more challenging to get, but it's still
a challenge. It's more of a challenge right now. Oh, it's one of the few characters.
You're right. So
Topolino's hard, but I would say Reservation Finder through Touring Plans.
Great thing.
Make sure you do that, and you might get lucky with Topolinos. So
yes,
there you go.
There you go. I like it. All right. CT asks, what's your favorite character meal? What's your favorite quick service not in a park? And what's your favorite pizza on property? So 3 questions. So Doug, favorite character meal, go.
I usually say Garden Grill.
Oh, you're taking mine. Okay.
Oh, yeah. But I will say breakfast Topolinos is up there. I've enjoyed that. It's really good food.
Garden Grill, you have great character interactions, an amazing meal, and the best part, it takes 1 hour. One circle around that thing. They have that place down to a science. I actually got another ADR for our trip in March.
Excellent. All right, favorite quick service not in a park.
Yes.
There's a lot of options. I have some very ones I don't like, but I will say there's Roaring Fork at Wilderness Lodge that I thought about. There's the place at the Grand Floridian that's pretty solid.
Decent burger.
Riviera has a good one, but I think my favorite is Captain Cook's.
Oh,
I like the Hawaiian flavors, the pineapple, the pork. You can get nachos that are really good, very different than anything else that you'll see.
I was going to throw the poutine in over at Disney Springs. You need something quick before you go in shopping. Got to get yourself some carbo loading right there, and it's always highly reviewed at Touring Plans.
Okay.
But actually, the Riviera quick service is my favorite out of any resort.
What do you like to get there?
At the Riviera? Mm-hmm. I always get breakfast. I'm a big quick service breakfast, and it's the same at all of them. I got a burger there one time. It was still pretty good after hours, but I just because I feel like it's efficient.
How are you there to get breakfast? You're rope dropping somewhere, Derek. You're rope dropping.
Yeah, I'm a crazy morning person.
They're open that early, huh?
I get breakfast for the whole family, bring it up, we scarf it and go.
Okay. All right. Favorite pizza on property? Well, other than Pizza Rizzo, obviously, it'd be a Napoli.
Of course. There's only one option.
And I like there's the margarita is great. There's also the one with, I think it's sausage based one that I can't remember the name of it, but it's good too. Those are my favorites.
One day you're going to have to come over and try one of my pizzas with my pizza oven.
I can smell it through your social media posts. All
right. Emily asks, when it comes to Epcot, should I make reservations? If so, where? Or since there's almost always a festival, should I just do a food booth? And what is your number one place to eat at each park?
All right. This is a tricky one because it depends on the festival, how many times you've been there during the festival, who you're going with. If I'm there with my kids, I'm going to book an ADR, sit down somewhere and
air
eat.
Conditioning.
Right? Service, drinks brought to me. I don't care about the food booths when I'm there with my kids because my kids do not give too anythings about food
They don't want a
booths.
sushi donut? Got it.
No. However, looking at the Festival of the Arts food, if I'm there with just adults, I might find enough at the Festival of the Arts. Food and Wine this year just didn't have stuff that really called to me, but Festival of the Arts looks more my style.
There's a reason why it's my favorite festival.
Yeah. So it really, for me, it depends on who I'm there with, what I'm doing, maybe the day of the week even. Like if it's a weekend, I might, even just as adults, I might still book a ADR. So because food booth lines can get stupid long.
That is true. I know there has been many a times where I've had an ADR and we've eaten so much at food booths that I'm no longer hungry for that ADR, so I have to cancel it.
Push it, cancel.
It. Yes, done that. I will say if you have not eaten at Space 220, it is the newest Epcot restaurant. Got to check it out.
Yeah.
Check that off the checklist, not a bucket list on that one.
Yep.
So what is your number one place to eat at each park, Doug?
Well, if we're doing counter service?
No, you just got one. One.
Oh, just one?
One place.
I can only one meal?
That's where I'm taking it, yes.
Well, Animal Kingdom's Satuli Canteen.
I agree with you there. So if we agree, do we give a backup or we'll just agree?
Let's give a backup if we agree. Then I'm probably going Yak and Yeti.
Dang it, that was my backup. So
we agree.
There we go. We're too much alike.
Yeah.
Nomad Lounge, maybe a third. Okay, go on.
That's a good one too. Yeah. Let's go Hollywood Studios now. Oh, that's hard.
50s really Prime, done.
See, yeah. I can't. It's like my children. I can't just pick one, Derek. Rosie's All American Cafe. No, I'm joking. I kind of like okay, you went 50s. I'll go ABC Commissary and get my grilled cheese, the buffalo chicken grilled cheese. I just really like it.
Okay, sounds good.
Really like it. It will probably be gone by the next time I'm there, though.
Probably. That menu changes quite frequently. Where are you going at in Epcot?
Just one thing to eat. I'm gonna stick counter service and go Regal Eagle.
Ooh, you're not going fancy at Epcot.
I don't need to. Go Regal Eagle.
Okay, you know what? I was gonna go fancy and say Tepanito. Get some Japanese food cooked in front of me.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was contemplating Via Napoli, but back to the pizza thing. They said on property. I was thinking in parks.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Blaze. I know it's a chain. You can get it lots of places, but it's solid.
Okay. You
All right.
Try my pizza anyway.
Yeah.
And then Magic Kingdom. Let's go. Let's knock this out first.
Not Tony's. Not the Plaza. Not Crystal Palace. Not nowhere. Can I leave the park?
I was going to Cinderella's.
Yeah,
that steak I've had is amazing. I don't want to spend the money.
I don't want to spend the money. I would say if I had to pick, I'm torn between Pecos and Columbia Harbor House at this moment. If I get one meal in the park, money is an option. One of those two. Money not an option. Cinderella's,
and you'll be good.
No. Hey, they have a giant cinnamon roll for the 50th at Main Street Bakery.
I saw that.
That looks good. You should try that. Compare it to the Gaston's Force.
That could be a whole review. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Just for this show. So that'll be
things we do for you, listeners.
There we go. Things I do for cinnamon rolls. All right. Chloe asks, what add-on experiences are overrated versus the ones that are worth the cost?
I can tell you the ones that are worth the cost real quick. And if we're keeping this in the dining realm, the fireworks dessert parties, I think, are worth the cost.
I was going out of the dining realm, and I was going to say any kind of tour is worth the cost. Backstage tour, Keys to the Kingdom, and there is food on a lot of those tours as well.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the overrated add-on experiences.
I really was trying. I was gonna. You say
This one's
dessert
harder.
parties. I have a hard time with the price with dessert party. I'm doing one here in a couple while the show
You
comes
haven't
out. I know
experienced
I
it yet.
haven't.
You
That's
can't.
why. That's why I've never done it because I've always felt like the price versus. So now I get to do one.
You're gonna have space around you
Yeah.
when you watch fireworks. I mean, you could crowd in and not have
Mm-hmm.
space, but if you want space, you could put your
Okay.
arms out if you do it right.
That's why I'm doing it. That I've always thought that was overrated, and so I'm
I,
finally gonna do it.
I will say it's not the best view. The best view of fireworks, you still have to go fight for your spot in the center in the middle of the hub. However, if you want to have a stress-free, scarf down a bunch of desserts,
Okay.
you go watch. Overrated, I think they did some of the evening hour things like that Frozen dessert party where you basically just rode Frozen and then had desserts. That seemed overpriced, overrated to me. But we shall see.
Okay. Sounds good. Hopefully that helps Chloe. Jenny asks, if you could only do one table surf meal a trip, what would you do? And this is what we do and struggle with as a decision. So they struggle
That's hard.
with this. Yeah.
Just one a trip
Yep. I have an answer for this, Doug.
with no parameters whatsoever.
Yep.
I mean, assuming I'm not doing the same meal every trip, like you're going to go somewhere different, I think I'd start with Ohana. I don't know. Am I wrong?
Now, well, here's
Maybe.
the way I'm answering this question.
Okay, let's see where your head's at.
I'm going somewhere I've never been before.
Well,
So
okay.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
like I will look at all the restaurants I have never done, and every trip I make it strategic that I go somewhere. In fact, for our trip in April, Doug, I said our day before I want to go somewhere you and I, neither of us have gone if we can find a restaurant. So that is one my thing. So this next trip we got beaches and cream. Ironically, I've never been there.
Okay.
It might kill me, but I'll go.
If you were starting at scratch, never been to any of them, where would you go though?
I would put Ohana right up at the top, and then California Grill. Those two, California Grill,
yep.
fireworks, great food, great view.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right. So Scott asks, "What's your favorite Disney Springs meal? Not the one you've eaten the most. Your favorite."
My favorite. Yeah, the one I've eaten the most is Blaze, but my
T-Rex,
favorite is
T-Rex Cafe.
Oh,
so
Lord.
much.
I'm glad you've eaten there, so we don't have to go there the day before the Star
That's
Cruiser.
true. Good point.
Homecoming. That's my favorite Disney Spring. The fried chicken, the donuts. I mean, someone gave me fried chicken and donuts. How do I not like that?
Nice. I'm going Polite Pig for recent. It was amazing barbecue, tasted great, and I felt cost really good. And then I haven't gone to the Raglan Road in a long time, but man, I had such a great experience there, pre-kids, and need to get back there with, sometime. Maybe take the kids. But yeah, it was amazing food and just an amazing experience.
All right.
Not one I've wanted to do during COVID, ironically, Doug, so we have not.
Yeah. Darn this pandemic.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Jill asks, what are your thoughts on New Year's Eve at Epcot?
All right. So food-wise, Disney dining-wise, this is where you need to make an ADR. That's for both meals, and you need to be there to get a spot early. My true thoughts on New Year's Eve at Epcot, it's amazing. Tons of fireworks. Personally, we walked around, said this is nuts, and we watched it from the bridge over by the Swan and Dolphin. And we went to
a lot of people. There's a lot
very
of
empty
booths.
Hollywood Studios.
If you're not ready for a lot of drunk locals, a little bit.
That's a lot. It's a lot. We that evening at Hollywood Studios was just a ghost town, and we were staying at the yacht club. And after the fireworks ended at midnight in Epcot, we watched from that bridge. Our room was over by that corner. We were back. We were in our beds in like 10 minutes. That worked. If you want an experience unlike any other, there you go, Epcot, New Year's Eve.
I will agree with that.
Make your dining reservations so that you have a place you can walk in, sit, and have a. Otherwise, there's going to be a line at everything. So
there we go. I like it. All right. Brent asks, let's say you're doing rope drop to close with your families in each of the parks. One day for each park, no hopping. What are your must-do things? Where do you eat, etc.? Bonus points for lesser-known, more overlooked things on your list.
this is a whole show.
I agree.
Yeah. Here's kind of a rundown. If we start Animal Kingdoms, we go listen to our How to Rope Drop in 2022 show.
Yeah.
It's
got a lot
first
of downloads, actually. Crazy.
Yeah. So go listen to that. You can, what we're suggesting to do, that's what we would do, right? And then we eat.
I'll change. I got a couple.
What?
We
Go
didn't,
for it.
Like, I think we're gonna try and get to Nomad Lounge, like Animal. It's like if I don't have kids with me, or kids, it's like the trip completely changes where to eat, where to go, things to do. Like when we did that guys trip last year, it was completely different when we were choosing dining and what to go and what to do. Different. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Nomad Lounge is good.
That was good. Yeah, any kind of, if it's adult only type areas, like if we're at Epcot, yes, go to La Cava.
So the lesser known things.
Oh yeah.
I would try to make sure you're going rope drop to close. I would try to make sure you're doing Carousel of Progress at the Magic Kingdom. At Hollywood Studios, you're getting to Frozen whether you have little kids or not. Right? It's entertaining no matter how old you are.
Oh, you weren't saying Cars?
No, don't. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy?
I just did
No.
it a few months ago. It was great.
By yourself without Callum?
No, I took
You're doing it this
great.
trip when he's not there?
No, probably not. You're
Exactly.
right. Oh, okay.
If you're going rope drop to park close, you can do those lesser things.
Do the stunt show because Doug chose not to do the stunt show, Indiana Jones.
Dude, it was opening day. There was lines, and I did not care.
Okay.
Yeah, you go. I know you go enjoy. They're doing those stunts for you. But kind of similar to the stuff we said for each park, favorite quick service, that sort of stuff already. We hit those. Those are our regulars. I think counter service in Hollywood Studios. What's your favorite, Derek? Did we give that yet?
No,
I don't think so.
I tend to go to Woody's almost every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of been my go-to. Yes, Docking Bay a little bit.
Is that like breakfast, though, that you go there?
Yes. Yeah, I don't
Why
do
do you
the
keep
breakfast.
thinking of breakfast? Where do you go for lunch? Normal people eat lunch in a park.
That's true. I always forget to do that. Docking Bay. I've gone there so many times, but I don't want to do it now. If you're doing quick service, they don't really have a lot of great quick service at Hollywood Studios.
Yes, they do. ABC's menu.
I went there last
now.
time. The tacos. I had the pork tacos. It was good.
It's the tacos, the grilled cheese. It's good. Piso Rizzo's. You go upstairs. It's the quietest counter service experience you can have, other than eating early at Columbia Harbor House and going upstairs. Those are my suggestions. The quiet places. And if you're there all day, you need some quiet. It helps you a lot. Epcot counter service. As I said, I like Regal Eagle, but make an ADR, eat somewhere, try something new. So many good restaurants. I would only avoid, like if there's a type of cuisine you don't like, maybe avoid that. But to be honest, every restaurant has like a steak, a chicken, and a fish dish. Like you can go somewhere and like you can go to Coral Reef and not like seafood, and you're fine.
No, that steak was horrendous. Nope. But I'm from Nebraska, so yeah. Sorry, that was
they have other things.
Yeah.
You don't have to have seafood. They got options. So be adventurous with your food. There's really no wrong choice there. Animal Kingdom, yeah. The other counter services are lackluster.
Flame
Don't
Tree,
go
a lot
to
of
Pizza
people
Safari.
love them.
It's fan favorite.
Restaurantosaurus, man. My kids love it.
It's burger and fries. But Satu'li's something different.
Yeah.
Your picky eaters, they can get the kids.
Harambe Market. There's some different things up there.
Yeah, that's good if the weather's nice, but if it's 100 degrees, it's outside. They got great food, but horrible seating.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. So there you go. Hopefully we gave you some ideas and from the other questions too,
definitely
Brent.
a whole show, I think, in there.
Yeah.
But we have one on Instagram from JBlock12. He asks, best vegetarian option for character meals. They seem awfully expensive for just a salad. Just wondering if something had a better option than others.
Well, you've come to the right place for vegetarian
right.
information. No, not the right place. That was all sarcasm.
Oh, man,
Sorry.
I was going to jump. I was like, well, who is a vegetarian? We are like the worst meat eaters I know.
I've eaten more salad in the last 2 weeks than ever in my life.
I just split a beef with my father-in-law, so we have so much. We have a half a cow in our house.
I mean, we love vegetarians. We're not. You do you, eat your. But
here's the thing: I don't, especially character meals. I mean, if you're gonna make it work, you go to the ones when they're open that are more buffet styles, and you have more options. I'm thinking 1900. I'm thinking Hollywood and Vine, because some of those character meals are just like Garden Grill. I don't think that'd be a good option if you're a vegetarian.
I don't know. And all the menus have pretty good vegetarian options now. Usually you have a vegan option and a vegetarian option. That's not just a salad. So Disney's really kind of gone above and beyond compared to a lot of places with their vegetarian options. I want to just give me a restaurant, Derek.
Like a character meal restaurant?
Yeah, pick
Topolinos.
one. Okay, let me go look that up. And you know it's topolinos, right? I've
said it wrong 1,000 times. It's okay, because people make fun of me how I say 3 caballeros wrong. It's part of the show. Once you start saying something wrong, it's now becoming, it's like a drinking game. So
it's its own...
some of our listeners just took a shot.
I'm sure they did. All right. So let's see. Topolinos has a quiche. That won't work. 2 eggs. That's a wild mushroom scramble. Spinach, plant-based eggs, plant-based sausage, tomatoes. So there you go. A scrambled plant-based eggs. Sour cream waffle. So depending on your definition of vegan or vegetarian, that one would work because it has plant-based sausage in it or regular sausage. You can tell them. Salmon won't work unless your definition of no meat is during Lent. Fruit plate, that's what you want for a $42 meal. Spiced, that won't work. Wood-fired butcher steak, definitely not vegetarian. So there you go. There was that one really solid wild mushroom scramble. That's on the breakfast menu because that's when they have characters. Give me one more. In a
character
park.
Meal in a park. You know what? I'm now wondering, Garden Grill. What do they do for vegetarian? Curiosity, because I love that. Like good meat, and is it even worth going to if you're?
Yeah, that one might be even worse.
Yeah.
That one would probably.
You're slowly answering the question, Doug. That it's kind of challenging.
Garden Grill. Let's look at the menu here. So there's the garden salad, which is good. It's a salad. We got beef, turkey, those won't work. Creamy mashed potatoes, which are excellent. Macaroni and cheese, seasonal vegetables, herb and leek stuffing. I'm pretty sure allergy friendly.
Well, I think you're nailing the. It's definitely not fine. I mean, if you want the characters, great, and that's what the character meals are all about. Is that you are getting to not wait in line all day.
Yeah, I wouldn't do Garden Grill because their highlights are the meat.
Yeah. Like I said, I think some of the buffet styles when they come back will be a good option.
you something like this, you asked the chef. You say I'm a vegetarian. They might make a dish that's different.
Just for you, that's not even on the menu.
Yeah, because I've had stuff made that's not on the menu. And sometimes I get it, and everybody's like, ooh, can I have what he's having? And they're like, will a mango kill you? No. Then no, you can't have it. So
all the times we've eaten, I've never had that thought.
Of, can I have what he's having?
Correct.
When you look at my food?
Yes.
No, every time you eat with me, they just take forever to bring me my food because they put the stick in it.
True, they do.
Like 10 minutes later, sometimes 15. The best is when the whole table waits. Like at Whispering Canyon, you guys were getting all antsy. You're like, where's our food?
I was ready to eat.
I think
that was
Wes
a lot of
was
meat
about
too.
to chew his arm off.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a long wait. And I was like, guys, it's because we told him about my allergy. And so.
So, all right, let's move to 9 non-dining.
Oh, I got
questions.
one more dining one that
There we
came
go.
in at the buzzer. Is from Troy. Where should I eat for my 40th birthday trip?
Ooh.
I can answer this as to where I ate on my 40th birthday. California Grill.
That's
what
a
I
great
mean.
one. We ate there for, I forgot, 10-year wedding anniversary. That was a good one.
It's hard for me to give advice I didn't follow.
Go big, go to Gico's or go to one of the high-end signature restaurants. Yachtsman.
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Yachtsman. That's been on the list for a while. I say just go big. Whatever you do, it's your 40th. Go eat, lobster stuffed with steak if you want to. So go big and enjoy it. And most of all, let us know where you decide to go. So, non-dining. Carla asks, give us the order of operations for making individual Lightning Lane Genie Plus reservations if money is not an issue for each park, especially Hollywood Studios if you only have one tech-savvy adult. First, you're going to need two cell phones.
Or you just, two cell phones would be hard, though. Then you might...
Two hands?
The standard advice we give is that you have two people run the same account, one to make your individual Lightning Lane for like Rise of the Resistance, the other person make your Slinky Dog. Hollywood Studios is really the most important place because they both can disappear quickly. The most important one is Rise of the Resistance because its standby line, if you don't get that, is going to be significantly longer than Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog's also easier to rope drop if you have the early morning entry, if you're staying on property. So I would do Rise of the Resistance, then move on to making your Genie Plus reservation, see what time Slinky Dog is, get it if you can still, and then that is what you got. That would be the order. I would go there. The order doesn't really matter at Epcot. I would make, whatever you want first, probably your Ratatouille, book that if you're doing that, and then, or actually do Test Track and then Ratatouille, probably be the suggestion there. Then move on. Let's see, Animal Kingdom, Safari, Flight of Passage. Those are your two big ones. I think either order you're fine. But you got to be quick into one, out the other, or like Derek said, two phones, have them kind of ready on the right screen.
Know who's
Magic
picking
Kingdom.
which one.
Magic Kingdom's tough. Mine Train can bump out pretty fast, but so can Jungle Cruise. So you might want to do Jungle Cruise then Mine Train, because you have more control over the individual Lightning Lane time than you do the Genie Plus one. So if you're slow at confirming things on Jungle Cruise, the time just creeps out. Where you do an individual Lightning Lane, you pick that time. So I would usually probably make the Genie Plus reservation, then go for your individual Lightning Lane. But if you do that with Rise of the Resistance, it will not be there to make.
There you go.
That was convoluted in a lot of stuff.
We've talked about it on a lot of shows lately. Yeah. I think,
it's just complicated. It is not easy.
Nope.
Ugh, Disney.
All right. Ryan asks, what are good Disneyland rope drop strategies?
Boy.
This is an easy one.
Rise of the Resistance.
No. For
Peter
me,
Pan? What are you doing?
It's whatever is not at Walt Disney World, you're doing at Disneyland. So, like, I've rope dropped Indiana Jones, Matterhorn, things like that. Attractions that I can only get at that park. And also, it's Disneyland, so the really narrow streets, it is important to get on the rope.
Elbows, sharp elbows.
Yeah.
California Adventure is Radiator Springs Racers.
Absolutely. Get to Cars Land.
Although you can buy it and not worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other option. No, just buy it. So, yeah, the Disneyland. That's enough Disneyland talk, right?
Okay.
For
there
2022.
you go. I like my strategy because, I do the
Mr. Toads.
Yeah, actually, you know what? We did rope drop that one time. That was the very first thing we did. We were like fourth person on it. So, all right, we are moving on to Wendy. For extra evening hours for the deluxe resorts, how do they determine if you're staying at a deluxe? Magic bands? ?
They will have different spots where they will scan your magic bands or your park media whatever you're using to get in your door, even your phone, and it shows your reservation. And there, it's pretty simple, similar to how they did evening extra magic hours in the past.
Magic
Yep.
iPad. So, and Jenny follows up with that one actually. Has
Mm-hmm.
anyone done the Deluxe Resort bonus hours after the parks? I've heard a lot about early entry, but nothing about after hours. Doug, I tried to do it, but my kids do not stay awake, nor do I really do. I realized on this last trip. So I'm hoping this trip that we'll be on here staying at Beach Club, we're able to do it.
Yeah, and I've heard great things about everything except headliners, which is expected.
Oh, yeah.
Headliners take a while for the time to come down because the regular park guests are still in line
Could be an
for the
hour.
first
Yeah.
hour or so of the evening hours. So just put those off towards the end of you got to remember reverse rope drop strategies while you're doing those evening hours. We'll do a show about reverse rope drop here in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. So be watching for that. But that's kind of what you got to employ for those last couple hours. Reverse rope drop. You go to the less popular stuff first, more popular later. So it's just the opposite of what you do at rope drop. But I've heard great things about them.
I've heard wonderful things. Yes.
Have not had the chance to experience them because the days we were deluxe, it wasn't happening. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So
yeah, kids, man, they just can't stay up as late as.
Yeah.
No, I can't either. So anyway, Adam, final question asks, are there any advantages of staying in and on property resort over a Good Neighbor hotel? Specifically comparing the Swan and Dolphin as a Marriott member, what do you get at the Pop Century?
All right. Well, we used to say, you get Magical Express. Okay, you don't get that anymore.
That's gone.
You used to say you had to pay for parking there. Well, we don't get that anymore. So yes, the list has definitely gotten smaller. You still get the perk of making your individual lightning lanes at 7 as opposed to 9 or park opening. So that you still get that perk. You get the morning hour, you get the evening hours. So you get that perk. The big difference is the feel of the resort.
Mm-hmm.
I would compare it to, it feels like you're in Las Vegas at a resort. At least where I've stayed in Vegas, that's kind of the lobby. It just gives that vibe. I mean, no casinos or smoking or anything like that, but it's a convention hotel. It feels like a convention hotel. Am I in downtown Denver at a dental convention or am I at Disney World? It's hard to tell.
Man, I would rather be at Disney World than at a dental convention any day of the week.
Literally like the comparison. The other big thing is the rooms are not that exciting and double beds still. So consider that. What you get at Pop Century, you get the theming, you get the Disney cast members.
Skyliner, boom.
Well, you can walk to the Skyliner from the Swan and Dolphin. It is quite a hike to the Skyliner.
You take a little boat, but yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking all the off properties, not just Swan and Dolphin.
It's just Swan. Yes, the Good Neighbors.
Swan and Dolphin's like Good Neighbor with like some icing on it.
Yeah, and so the one knock that still is there that has been for a while, other than the lack of theme and smaller beds, is the buses run every 30 minutes instead of every 20 minutes. So, and that's a published by Disney sort of thing. So how much slower they are, I don't know. Can't speak to that, but that's what they say. Yeah. There you go.
I after doing them both, I just prefer to stay in the bubble. In fact, we had to book an off Disney day, and nope, we decided to stay in the bubble, Doug. So we like it over Good Neighbor.
Yeah.
Do miss Magical Express though already.
Yeah, it's
the
weird.
Bag service alone.
Well, and they could still do that, like, because that was ran independently, especially the airline check-in. That was the best because you didn't have to worry about the line when you got back to the airport. And you can also tell the impact of the lack of airline check-in at the airport because that had to take some burden off the lines in the airport.
Yeah.
So many people checking bags in the morning at the parks, at the hotels.
That's why we're having so many issues right now with bags.
Right.
At MCO.
MCO doesn't know how to handle them all because they haven't.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So there you go. There's all of our listener questions all wrapped up, Doug.
There you go.
So if you listen to this and you're like, oh, I have a question, you know what? You can still message us at Rope Drop Radio, all the things. We would happy to give any information that we have to help you. And I think the best answer to every question is use a travel agent, because Michelle knows more than we do and would love to help you book a magical Disney vacation. Or if you want to rope drop Disneyland, she can help you with that as well. So her email is in the show notes. Talk to her about all the things going on this year. And yeah, that does it for us. So if you want to get into our Patreon show and be a part of that amazing community, you'll have to click that in the show notes as well. And be sure to leave a review, because Doug is sad and I'm sad that there's no reviews. So help us get our numbers up, and Doug can say something next week on the show for my trip report. So that is all the time that we have. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.